I'll be revealing the secret to find DeFi liquidity pools that can bring results like this wallet here, which has about 6.7 million bucks in liquidity and has made over $150,000 in earnings. And if they weren't in these pools, if they were just holding them in the market, they would be missing out on 155,000 bucks. But since they're in these liquidity pools, they are making their earnings. Also, take a look at this wallet here. They have about 92,000 bucks in liquidity, and if they weren't deployed into liquidity pools, they would be at a loss. Their assets had depreciated in value. But since they're in DeFi liquidity pools, they're up, and they've made 15,000 bucks compared to if they were just holding on to their assets in the market. So I'll be showing you how you can actually find these opportunities, and if you're excited, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. So when traders are looking to find liquidity provision opportunities, they can do one of a few things. First of all, it's really common for traders to go to a decentralized exchange like Uniswap or Orca and look through the liquidity pools that are offered. But if you're doing this and say you click on this pool, JLP to Sol, you can't see much information about the pool. Yeah, you can see the estimated yield based on the past 24 hours of data, but you can't see your estimated yield per 1 week or per 1 month or per 1 year. You can't even see how correlated the assets are to each other. Similar situation over on DeFi Llama. On DeFi Llama, you can go to yields, the pool section, see some liquidity pools, but you can't do in-depth research into the pools. And by that, I mean you can't see how correlated the assets are to each other, and you can't even simulate the potential earnings you could be making. That's where Metrics Finance comes into play. It's by far the best software for finding these liquidity provision opportunities, also simulating your returns to see what type of income you could be making on your crypto, and then third, building out your portfolio. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the app. In the description down below, I'll leave a link where you can claim a trial to the pro version of Metrics Finance so you can try it out. So I definitely recommend you take advantage of that. So you can go to the Discover section at the top, and I like to look for pools that have signs of consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and look at reputable exchanges such as Uniswap. We can look at Orca, Velodrome, Aerodrome. And then for networks, I'll look at Ethereum, Arbitrum, Base, and I'll look at Solana. And then another thing that can show consistency or bullish signs of long-term potential for a pool is TVL. So we can look for pools that, for example, have higher than 3.5 million bucks in TVL in them. And then we just added that filter here. Now it shows there's 226 pools that we can sort through. That's still a lot of pools. Now, some of these pools are going to be low APR positions. So we can try to filter some of those out. We can go to the fees APR section over here, type in about higher than 12% APR, and we can look for pools that have higher than 12% APR. Now, of course, there'll be some meme coin positions like Peanut to Wrapped ETH, Trump to Wrapped ETH. I personally don't pay attention to these pools. Yeah, I've heard stories where traders are making money by being in these liquidity pools, but I'm just gonna focus on the blue chip asset pools and the stablecoin pools, etc. Maybe some altcoin pools here and there that have some solid fees APR and some solid TVL. So scrolling down, we can see pools like USDC to Wrapped Bitcoin, Wrapped ETH to Wrapped Bitcoin, and more. Here I see Wrapped ETH to Link showing about 64% APR with about almost 80 million bucks in TVL. We can simulate this in a new tab and check it out and start doing our research and simulation on the pool. So we can go to deposit amount, add about 10,000 bucks as our sample deposit, and scroll down. Now we'd have to select our range. Now right now the pool price is showing a 30-day calculation range. I'm going to move this to show about a 20-day calculation range to try to get a more accurate simulation. And look at this. We can see the correlation of the assets. They're 99% correlated. That's great to see. It's one of my personal favorite features of Metrics Pro because decentralized exchanges aren't showing you how correlated the assets are, and it's really important to look at. So anyways, we can go ahead and find our range that we want to look at. I'll just use one as an example here. And with this max and min price, we're looking at about 90% yearly APR, 7% monthly, and estimated 25 bucks a day in fees. Remember, there are risks to this DeFi investing, such as divergence loss. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion. And then scrolling down, we can see the volume history. We can see the fees per day as well as the volume per day. This is really crucial data to be looking at. So then once you find your range, you want to say to yourself, am I comfortable taking on exposure to Link, Wrapped Ethereum? And if the answer is yes, you can go ahead and save it to your portfolio for later. This seems like a really solid opportunity, but we can go ahead and look at some other ones. Scrolling down, we see Wrapped ETH to Uni, showing about 32% APR here. Let's simulate it in a new tab. So again, I'll put in a sample deposit amount of about 10,000 bucks here. And then scrolling down, let's check how correlated these assets are. So it's showing about 91% correlation. I'll change the calculation range to about 20 days again. Now it's showing 95%. Again, this is a very correlated pair. Awesome to see. So let's go ahead and find a range again. I'll go ahead and make this a bit tighter. And with this range of 225 to 340, we're looking at about 70% APR, 5.6% monthly, and about $19 a day in fees. And by fees, I don't mean fees that you're paying. I mean the fees you're getting that the traders are paying. If you don't know how liquidity pools work, basically when traders are swapping one cryptocurrency for another, they're paying a fee. And a part of that fee gets paid out to liquidity providers just like me who are providing liquidity to these decentralized exchanges. So anyways, we can see this pool here looking solid again. The assets are correlated. It's showing decent APR. So we would due diligence into Uni, Wrapped ETH, see if we want to take on exposure to these assets, see what role they play in the DeFi ecosystem. And if we want to take on exposure, we could save it to our portfolio for later. Say we want to take on exposure to some positions over on Aerodrome or Velodrome that pay out and rewards APR. We can go ahead and unselect Uniswap and have Velodrome, Aerodrome, Optimism, and Base selected. Now we can see some pools that would be paying out in reward tokens a lot of the time. So this could be Aero token. So we see this pool here, USDC to Wrapped ETH over on Aerodrome. It's showing almost 100% rewards APR. We can go to the Simulate tab and check it out. First of all, we can scroll down and see the rewards history. This is really cool because instead of looking at the fees and the volume history, we can go ahead and look at the rewards history since we're being paid out in reward tokens. So we can see the rewards per day. And if you're a bit unfamiliar with this, basically we could go to CoinGecko, type in Aero here, and this is the coin you would be getting paid out in by being in this liquidity pool. So this is Aero token here. It's sitting at almost $600 million market cap. And going back, we can go ahead and simulate our range. So I'm going to go ahead and choose about a 20-day calculation range. I'm going to make the max price a bit tighter. And of course, these assets here are going to have low correlation because this is USDC to Wrapped ETH. So when Wrapped ETH moves, USDC shouldn't move since USDC is a stable coin. But anyways, we can type in our sample deposit amount and see our estimated daily earnings as well as our yearly earnings APR, monthly earnings APR, etc. Also, if you're simulating your range and are getting weird numbers like 0.0004, 0.0002, you can go ahead, go to the top right, swap the order of the assets, and now you'll get some more easier to read numbers like 2,220, 3464. Make sure to click the link below to claim a trial to the pro version of Metrics Finance. You can try this out along with the track feature. I love the track feature, one of my favorite parts of Metrics Finance, because look, when you paste in your wallet or any wallet, you can see the liquidity. You can also view the divergence loss if there is any. You can see your profit and loss, your earnings, etc. And you can also see solid projections of your APR and earnings. So overall, it's a great tracking tool for having a bird's eye view of your positions, but also a zoomed in view because you can see your range, where exactly you are, see if you're out of range, in range, and how close you are to going out of range, etc. Comment below if you have any questions about the liquidity as a service business model, and make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. I'll see you in the next one.